The majority of people's relationship with money is fundamentally flawed because they view money like this. They work for it, they earn it, they spend it, and they need it. And so they repeat the cycle. That is most people's relationship with money, which is crazy because that means that most people are wasting their life away because money is just a representation of time. We spend the best part of our waking hours working at jobs we don't often enjoy in order to make a paycheck that we ultimately just waste. And this is often what makes many people unhappy in life. They're trapped in this never-ending cycle of making money and spending money, chasing money like it's the carrot on the stick. However, it doesn't have to be this way, and that's if you choose to embrace frugality. And frugality is simply being intentional. It's about cutting wasteful spending and maximizing value spending. And when you choose to live this lifestyle, you're ultimately able to do more because you have more money and you aren't desperate. And in this video, I want to talk about how you can live a more frugal life by walking you through the 7 components of living a frugal life. And if you adopt these 7 components, you will have a much better relationship with money. And the first component is intention, minimizing waste and maximizing value. So as I said at the beginning of this video, money represents time. We trade the best part of our waking hours at jobs we don't often enjoy for a paycheck. And when we waste our money, we're ultimately just wasting our time. For example, if you work at a job and make $15 an hour, then $15 represents 1 hour of your labor. And if you buy something for $15 that doesn't bring any value into your life, you ultimately just threw away 1 hour of your hard work. And so the first component that you need to adopt in your life is intention. And as I said earlier, being frugal is about being intentional. And being intentional is about minimizing waste and maximizing value. And so if you make $15 an hour, before you buy something, ask yourself the question, is this $15 item worth 1 hour of my time? And sometimes it'll be a yes when it brings you value, and other times it will be a no when it's wasteful spending. In order to have a better relationship with money, you must be more intentional when you spend your money. You must think about things before you buy them so you don't end up wasting your valuable time. And in addition to being intentional with your finances, something else we should all be intentional with is protecting ourselves in this digital world as online threats are becoming more and more common. I mean, recently, 2.9 billion records were stolen from National Public Data, which offers personal information when doing background checks. And these stolen records include a person's full name, address, date of birth, social security number, and phone number. I've known many people that have been victims of identity theft, and it has completely changed their lives. And so protecting yourself is more important now than ever, which is why I'm excited to talk about Aura, who is the sponsor of today's video. Aura alerts me when my data has been part of a data breach or leaked on the dark web. It gives me fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to use that data to access my credit or bank accounts. And it also removes my name from data broker lists so that I get less spam. I mean, since using Aura, they have removed my name from 20 lists with 18 in progress. And in addition, I also get things like transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus protection, a password manager, parental controls, and identity theft insurance, all for one affordable price. If my information was compromised in this national public data breach, I wouldn't worry because Aura is always on, doing the hard work of keeping me safe. And so if you're like me and find it important to protect yourself in this digital world, click on the link in my description or go to aura.com/AustinWilliams to get a free 2-week trial to test out this amazing tool. And thank you, Aura, for sponsoring this video. Now the second component is sustainability, spending less than earning. Now, as I said before, many people are unhappy with where they're at in life because they're trapped in this never-ending cycle of making money and spending money. And the reason that they're trapped in this cycle is because their lifestyle isn't sustainable. They're either spending exactly what they're making or spending more than they're making and taking on debt, constantly waiting for the next paycheck. And so the next component that you need to adopt is sustainability. A happy life is a sustainable life, and in order to live a sustainable life, you must subtract how much you earn from how much you spend and see if it's a sustainable budget, which involves sitting down and taking the time to track your expenses and see where your money is going. And so in order to have a better relationship with money, you must live in a sustainable way. You must spend less than you earn, so that way you're not always waiting for the next paycheck. The third component is order, knowing what's happening. Now, most people's financial life is chaos. They have no idea how much they're spending, where their money is going, and forget to pay bills and run into fees, which creates this unsustainable life where they're trapped in this never-ending cycle of making money and spending money. And so the third component that you need to adopt is order. In order to not be a slave to money, you must have order in your financial life. You must know how much you're spending, where your money is going, and stay on top of your bills. And doing this is not difficult. The first two involve tracking your expenses, and the other involves having a payday routine. In order to have a better relationship with money, you must have order. You must know exactly what is going on in your financial life, so that way you are not living in chaos. The fourth component of frugal living is balance, caring about your past, present, and future self. Now, oftentimes when it comes to money, people live in extremes, where they're either cheap and save everything, or materialistic and spend everything. In both of these extremes, end up creating problems for your past, present, and future self. For example, the cheap person who saves everything is focusing too much on the future while depriving themselves of the present. And the materialistic person is only focusing on the present, eventually causing regret from past choices and creating future problems. And so the fourth component that you need to adopt is balance. You should never live your life in either of these extremes, and I find the balance of these two extremes to be frugality. Because when you're frugal, you care about your past, present, and future self. For example, you don't take on debt so you don't need to make up for past problems. You're saving to benefit your future self, and you're being intentional while still enjoying the present. In order to have a better relationship with money, you must develop habits and create a lifestyle where you focus and you care about your past, present, and future self. It's important to make decisions that still allow you to live in the present, but also make decisions that don't end up screwing over your future self. Now, the next component is longevity, embracing consistency, not intensity. So as I just said, most people view money in extremes, where you're either cheap and save everything or materialistic and spend everything. However, the truth is, with both of these extremes, neither one of them is sustainable, because if you're cheap and save everything, you'll never end up enjoying the present. And if you're materialistic, you'll create problems for your future self and eventually not enjoy the present. And so the fifth component that you need to adopt is longevity. I had someone comment this on one of my videos the other day, where they said, longevity comes from consistency, not intensity. Which is so true, because whether your goal is to save $100,000, get fit, or build a successful YouTube channel, choosing to be intense could create burnout and cause you to give up. But choosing to be consistent will allow you to get there even if it takes more time. And when you choose to live a frugal life and focus on your past, present, and future self, there is no deprivation, which allows you to be more consistent and have the longevity needed to reach your goals. And so in order to have a better relationship with money, you must create habits that allow longevity, which come from consistency, not intensity. Now, the sixth component is gratitude, the appreciation threshold. Now, when it comes to spending money, there is this myth that the more you spend, the more you enjoy. However, the truth is, the more you spend, the less you start to enjoy. For example, the past few months I've been eating out more than normal, and what I have noticed is up to 2 meals out a week. I am grateful for eating out because I don't have to cook or clean, but after 2 meals a week, I don't appreciate it as much and take it for granted because I'm just being lazy. And so the sixth component of frugality is gratitude. And as I've said a few times in this video so far, being frugal is about minimizing waste and maximizing value. And so in order to do that, you need to find your appreciation threshold, which is the peak of your appreciation. For example, as I said, eating out 2 meals a week made me grateful because I didn't have to cook or clean. But after that, I started taking it for granted. So my appreciation threshold is 2 meals out a week, and beyond that doesn't improve my life as much. In order to create a better relationship with money, you must know your appreciation threshold with various pleasures and never go beyond that point. You must find enough. Because going beyond enough often makes you take things for granted and often just makes you waste money. And the final component is inspiration, knowing your why. Now, the reason that most people get trapped in this never-ending cycle of making money and spending money is because they view money as a chore and avoid it at all costs. However, the truth is, money is actually this amazing tool that, if harnessed correctly, allows you to do some incredible things in life. I mean, not to brag, but because I have been frugal throughout my life, I have been able to travel the world, pursue a life I want, and not ever really worry about money. And that's because of the seventh component, inspiration. Knowing your why, which involves asking yourself the questions. Why do you want to be more intentional with money? How might your life be better? Maybe it's to spend more time with family, worry less, or pursue something in your life. When you know your why, creating better spending habits and creating a better relationship with money stops becoming a chore and starts becoming this driving force to allow you to live your best life. And that is how you be extremely frugal. You adopt these 7 components of intention, sustainability, order, balance, longevity, gratitude, and inspiration in your life. Those 7 components ultimately allow you to live the richest life possible. And with that, muchas gracias. Que tengan un buen día. Nos vemos, chicos.